So, guys, I guess I told you that um, yesterday was not so good, and yesterday I had a lot of things happening. So, so let me tell you how I handle such kind of situations. So basically, this is not a good way to handle situations, but I think it is very fine to be not perfect in some days, to be to be human in some days. It doesn't mean that if you be human for some days, then so if you are human for some days, or if you are being if you are even in a vulnerable stage for some of the time, it is fine, because we are not robots, and we have thoughts, we have feelings, and yes, to process those feelings, we actually we actually need to let us be me, or be asked for. Well, you know what I'm trying to say is, you have to let yourself be yourself for some time. And I'm not saying that if I am myself, I'm not following my mental diet or something. As long as you have the belief, as long as you have the end in your mind that yeah, it's done, then anything which happens in between is not going to hamper you, right? Okay, so what I am trying to tell you at this point of time right now is, so last night I just couldn't sleep. I made recordings. I made recordings for this channel, not because like I wanted to post something in the channel, but because that's how I've always been as a creator in YouTube. So I process my own feelings. I make it in the form of a video or recordings, and then I post it. And those processing feelings are also in an objective to share my experience with you guys, and somehow help with you guys who are actually in the same stage of journey I am in, or maybe has overcome it, or maybe might need some help or something like that. So that's how I see things, and that's how I approach it, and that's how I try to help others. So, but as I said, that I'm less than perfect, and I will never be perfect. So last night was a very vulnerable night. So basically I couldn't sleep till almost uh, 5:30 or so, I guess. After that I slept. So few of the things which I did, and as I said that I am less than perfect and I'm not perfect, so I did some things. And first thing was that I didn't disturb my parents. I just didn't disturb my family. Second is, I actually didn't even disturb my friends as well. I just wanted to keep it to myself, and I wanted to process it as my own. So what happened was like, so as I said that random, like, one of my old school friends messaged me, and then asked, "Are you okay? Are you fine?" And I don't know how he got to know it about it. Maybe just telepathic connection, because like we are very good friends since childhood, and I've literally grown up with this person. So maybe they say, right, that when you know someone for a long time, you know if they are in trouble. I mean, it applies to romantic relationships as well, and it applies to old friendships as well, which has never faded with time, which has stood strong with time and circumstance, and nothing could break it apart, even if people were not in contact with each other every day. So that's how I have this kind of friendship with that kind of with my school friend. And so he messaged me around like 11:28 or something, when I was actually crying, that are you okay, not heard from you since some days, are you fine? And I said, like, how do you know that I am not okay? So that's how. So after that also, like, I just said, can I call you? And that's how we communicate. Sometimes when his heart is heavy, he calls me, and when my heart is heavy, I call him. And our nature of friendship had always been about sharing what we feel very difficult to express. to other people, or we are going through something tough and we share it with each other. Ever since childhood, it has always been like this. So, and every time he wants to share about his problems with his girlfriend, he shares it to me. He will call me and share. So yesterday also, even if it was 11:30, I asked him, "Can I call you?" And then he must have slept off or something like that. So I didn't disturb him. I didn't disturb him until 4 o'clock. Then so I, as I said, I am not perfect. So my ex uh, talks to, or I mean, my ex sends me reels in Instagram sometimes, and until he doesn't disturb my life, I have no problem. And when I say disturb my life, I mean not someone who would do drama in my life, but until and unless he comes and disrupts my love story with someone else, I'm okay with that. And he has not done that. So that is the reason I keep him on a distance. If he is sending reels, I acknowledge it, and I just be a civilized person with him, because that's how I am. That's how my culture is. I am civilized with everyone. So so I don't like, once he tried to, once he tried to think that just because I'm responding to those messages, might be there's something left. And I told him directly that I love someone. I know this person is my soulmate, and that's about it. You had your chance, you lost it, and you're not welcome back, because I found my person and I don't need you anymore. Um, I was not this blunt, but I think I spoke to him very rudely once, that I'm always already going through my things. Please do not irritate me by sending such messages, because I'd already been clear from the start. I talk to you because I'm a civilized person. That's all. I reciprocate to your messages, and we don't even message. You send me reels, I acknowledge it. That is all. So please do not expect anything else from me, because if you expect anything else, it's better you do not like I never say someone to not be in contact with me, but that's what I meant here. That it is better you look for yourself. That's what I meant. That's what I told him, and I've never been, this direct with someone, because I'm a very soft and civilized kind of person. With people who I didn't have a good experience with, I am civilized, but I might not be soft with them. So that is the thing. So yesterday around uh, I think 10:30 or so, I messaged this guy, my ex, saying, "How do you deal with marriage pressure at your home?" Like something like that. I wanted to ask him, because he was expert in this. In fact, we met through a my ex and me. We met through a common contact, and that's how, like, we dated for a short while, and then we broke up. And I am not sure I should even call that a relationship, but that's what relationship it was. A relationship, that's what it was. uh, just because people don't want to call it a relationship doesn't disrupt the fact that it was a relationship. So yeah, he was actually pursuing me, and then, like, leave it, I'm not gonna share my past with you guys. So I messaged this guy because he was expert in these kinds of things, and then he around 2 a.m. or so, he messaged me saying, "Did something happen to you? Is everything okay?" Or something like that, but in a very funny way. So since he was approaching things in a funny way, I thought that, okay, I can talk to this person. And then I talked to this person, and he actually asked me that, what is the problem, like, are you going through something, can I help you? And I don't know, as a human being, I felt good that someone was bothered about me. And I told him that I love someone, and I know that that person loves me back. But I'm not actually sure that what is happening at this point of time right now. And my family members have asked me to talk to someone, and yes, the ball is in my court. I mean, I can say no to that guy. Obviously, I will say no to that guy, but it's just that it is too much triggering, and I never expected these things to be actually coming into my life, and I will have to face these things. I thought that before I would face these things, I would already be with my SP, and he doesn't know about my ex, doesn't know about my manifestation and etc. He just said that, are you sure he's the one for you? And I said that yes, he is the one for me. I'm sure because I know that he's my soulmate. And he said that, how do you know he's your soulmate? And I said that when you know, you know. I mean, you might not have got this feeling because you didn't meet the one for you, but I got this feeling because I know he's the one for me. And these, like something irrelevant which my SP says, and which I know that he might be trying to cover things up by saying it, or maybe something happening in the present reality at this point of time right now. I see it as noise, and I see it as a bridge which leads to my manifestation. Like, this is what I am telling to you guys. I didn't tell this person about all these things. And he said that if you, okay, if you know that he's your soulmate, then fine. And I actually wanted to help you, that is why I called you at this hour. But so I would just tell you one thing. I don't know, like, he just went and asked me to talk about everything, and it felt better. I mean, I think I was getting suffocated, keeping everything inside, and he just encouraged me to talk openly about things. And so I felt better, and I said that I'm sorry that I am disturbing your sleep. Like, we don't even talk to each other every day or something, anything. Like, we're not friends, right? I mean, we are acquaintances, but we are not friends. I mean, of course, that is a friendship only, but then I, like, since he and me had a past, I do not like to be close to this person. But I messaged him only to ask him this one thing: how do you deal with marriage pressure at your home? Because he's like around 30 years of age, and he's like 2 years, he used to be 2 years elder to me. So I just wanted to know his perspective, how he deals with things. And then around 5:30 or so, my childhood friend messaged me saying that, I don't know, like, before even he messaged me, I still couldn't sleep after talking to my ex about my SP. I mean, I thought that maybe talking it out would, actually lighten my mind about things, but I couldn't. I just wanted that old thing I had with my SP. Maybe that comfort, that peace, that friendship, that I know that love was always there between both of us, me and my SP, but that peace and that friendship, and what he originally is, what I when I met him the first time in my city, in Mumbai actually. There's no harm like telling it, because you guys already know that I live in Mumbai. So I used to live in Mumbai. I mean, so so I wanted that kind of thing, and I was not getting it, and I ended up crying again. And this time, I actually sent an audio message to my childhood friend saying, I wanted to talk, and I understand that you also are going through things, but I just wanted someone to listen. And then I sent him some 7 minutes tape or something, and I think he responded after 1 hour or so when he got up, and he said that, I'm sorry, I went to sleep. I heard everything, and I think I would just say that face the situations, but know that you have this person in the end. Uh, Something like that he said. And he also said some other things which I do not want to talk about, like some other things, as in like he was giving me some practical approaches as well, but he knows that I will be rejecting those approaches, because the reason he never got success in his love story was because he was too practical from the start, even when he was in the relationship. So his girlfriend wanted him to his girlfriend my this is about my childhood friend, okay. So his girlfriend wanted him to come and visit her in her city, and he didn't. Then he, like, there were certain things which he should have been open as being a boyfriend to her, but he was not. And because he was too practical in everything, like too practical as in like he won't spend money for this girl, he won't be traveling cities for this girl, and which is what I like. My SP was never like this. That's what I loved about it. It's not about just like he so anytime I want, like, I had once asked him that, can we, I don't know, like, my SP was ready to come and meet me. I do not want to go in details about this. My SP was open to come and meet me. My SP, my SP, like, he knows that calling solves things. Though we were not much in calling terms, like when we started the relationship, but and it is because of 1 minute. Okay, so I'm saying that so my friend was always too much practical in everything. He carried his head even in the matters of his heart. So whether it is about celebrating birthdays, it is about whether it is about spending some amount of money to meet your girlfriend, or anything like that, he was too calculative in everything, which is why his girlfriend actually thought that there's no love in between the relationship. And even when, she said things like, when she got very pissed off, and she said things that, I think that uh, whatever painful stuff she said when she got pissed off of this guy, my friend of the friend of mine. He actually took it in the face value. He didn't understand that it is her pain which is saying all these things, and maybe if he gives it time, it would heal. uh, he didn't take it in that face value, and he took it in a very heartbreaking kind of way. So that is how my friend is. He's too practical. He knows that this practical doesn't help in his situations, but still he becomes so much of, so he brings so much practicality into everything that it doesn't help him. So yeah, so that's the thing. And but he did take my side. My friend did take my side by saying that uh, just focus, that in the end you'll get him. He said this thing, and I think that really helped. And I don't know why I talk to so many people about these things, like so many people, matlab, I talk to two people about these things, and uh, maybe in the surface level or whatever it is, but as in like I didn't give too much of details. I said it from, like, in covers, but still, like, I don't know, like, that's what I'm saying, that there will be some days when you're less than perfect. There will be some days when, see, perfection is not human, and that everybody knows perfection is not human. In fact, the only time I could fall asleep after all these things was that when I talked to Jesus. So I said that, Jesus, are you here with me? Are you listening to me? Are you even hearing me? What is happening here? And I don't know, like, it was around 4:30 or 5 o'clock or something. No, not even 5. It was like 3:30 to 4ish, something like that. And I was crying and talking to Jesus, that, Jesus, do you listen to me? Are you hearing me? Are you with me here? I did all of these for you. I started my manifestation journey because not just because I wanted him back, but because I you told me to do it. You told me you had a plan for both of us with each other. So am I, like, I did this for you, and why am I the one getting punished here? And I saw a light. I saw a light, and I knew that it was Jesus. I saw a white light. Like it was too dark, and I have blackout curtains actually, so it's not possible. I think that and I was very much awake. It was not like I was half in sleep or half awake. It was not like that. So before this, when God wanted to save my job, so at that point of time also, like I was once like so much I was once going through so much, like I didn't I didn't sleep the whole night. At that point of time, I saw Lord Krishna's flute, and I saw Lord Krishna's crown, and it was like a reminder that I'm here with you and everything will be solved in the end. And today when I saw Jesus spirit, I think I know what it means. So you need to ask this to yourself. So I think, like, we are humans and it happens to any of us. So I'm not saying that I don't have times of doubt. For myself, I do. So I don't know, like all of a sudden around 5 o'clock or something, it started hurting me that it started hurting something, like something which I usually ignore, and something which I don't get triggered. Like I said, that there are certain things which I used to get very triggered when my SP used to tell me, and to be honest, yeah, I have bettered myself. I've worked upon my triggering points a lot, and I think it bothers me less these days. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I think there were two things which actually started hurting me. um, and I myself am not clear what it was actually, and it's better I don't talk about it, because if you talk about it, you are again living that pain. So basically, I just told myself that you right, that right, as in, like, I was telling this to myself, right, that these are just these are not true. So I just told this to myself, and I kept telling this to myself until I could convince myself. Like, I told this 2 times and I fell asleep after that. I tried to call my I tried to call my mother as well around 5:30 or something. Actually, I didn't call her. I messaged her that I couldn't sleep the whole night. And then I was trying to find peace on something outside of me. And so she called up, and then she said this one thing which pissed me, and I cut the call again. So she said that, why are you not sleeping? Who are you grieving? Who are you crying for? Something like that. And I got so irritated by that one sentence. I just cut the call. And I know that I'm less than perfect. I know that I should not be doing these things. I can handle maturely as well. But when you have a lot of things in your plate, and the universe at that point of time, though the universe is always supporting you, but in the 3D or the surface level, you feel like universe is not supporting you. That's why the thing, the universe is actually supporting you. But the thing is, the universe won't actually be supporting you in always the ways you think that he will be supporting you. So sometimes the universe wants you to be strong. Sometimes the universe is testing you before it rewards you. So I think one of my clients yesterday asked me about me and my SP, and I said some things, and I think I was very triggered also. So I shared my side of story, not in a, like, I want help way, but I just shared. And she said that, uh, uh, you know what whatever is happening with you, these are just the bridge of events leading you to your manifestation. And I know that you have been so patient with this for such a long time, and I am very appreciative of this. And I you inspire me, and you are one of the strongest women I know. And I don't know, like, that compliment actually touched my heart, because that is something like, so basically, but I think the point was not to talk about the compliment. Let me just give me some time, 2 minutes. Yeah, so one of this guys, so this client actually told me, so what I was trying to say, I didn't want to talk about the compliment part. uh so so this client of mine told me, so basically she was telling me that you meet this guy, matlab, whoever this family was recommending, you meet this guy and say it was nice speaking to you, but you're not interested anymore. So this gives two things: you courageously faced your trigger, and second is mom stops pissing you. So, and I think that's a good thing, that you just talk to the person, and you keep things civil, but you also show disinterest, and that's how the other person would sense that you're not interested. And sensed, or you can also talk it directly also, like, I think, find whatever way is find whatever way you find would work best in your situation. So if it is direct, if you want to say directly, please go ahead with that. And if you think that you can just show hints that you're not interested, and the person eventually understands, then you don't have to do anything at all to blow the things up, because the other person already senses it. Now the thing is, okay, so then this client of me told me, he, that things always work out. Now don't you fear, you both will be united sooner than you thought. She told me, because she understood that I'm going through a lot of purging kind of things in the 3D. And even like everybody in the manifesting community understand, like, if somebody is going through a lot in their manifestation life, I mean, whatever they're manifesting with, then that means that something is on the way. That is why there is so much of pruning activities happening. And I think coders would know what pruning is. So pruning is, like, you get rid of unwanted and irrelevant stuffs. And what I mean by unwanted and irrelevant stuffs, that means your triggers, your wounds. You start working on yourself, you get ahead of those limiting beliefs which you hold inside your mind. Those are called pruning things, okay? So, and then this client of mine told me, all this which is happening with you, that's required for purging. And so I just said that, I keep crying all day. So, and she said that, yeah, that's required for purging. Think like this: reward is your marriage with him. So so until you purge, you won't get that reward with your person. And then she said, uh, even if you are crying, you are still sure in your core it is mine, and not in your slightest thoughts asking questions even to yourself, let alone asking them to somebody who isn't you. That's when and how things will unfold. And it's very true. Let then she said that you focus on you don't have to focus on anyone else. स्वयं से ही सृष्टि है. So there is a kahavat, or proverb in Hindi, which says that within yourself is your own creation. That means you are the creator of your own reality. So which is like equal to what manifestation is. So, and then she said the most finest and beautiful line. She said, dissolve him and your body, all is one. And I think I love that line, because when she said dissolve him and your body, all is one, it's like two bodies, one soul. What they say, and what is actually true, essentially true. And then I said that, what, I don't want to talk to my family, to be honest. And my client said, don't do that, we are almost 30 now, you are paying your own bills, and you have the authority to decide for yourself. And that's true. Like, maybe my victim mindset is coming in between, which always doesn't help. And I've never been a person actually to be sitting in a victim mindset or something like that, or blaming situations. But as I said, that we are humans and sometimes we might go off track. But you know what is necessary? When you learn the lesson, okay, things happen, fine, it happens, okay, got it. And then you learn the lesson. So I think I shared this one thing about Charlotte and George. About I think I shared this in my YouTube videos some days back. And I liked how Charlotte actually gets George to actually speak the truth, that he loves her. But what I didn't like was, I think George was too rude when he was trying to push Charlotte away. And I don't know, like, that's like, that's really weird. So, like, I don't know what the guy perspective is and the girl's perspective is. But the girl, like, people like me, we don't want to be protected. We want to be with the person we want. I mean, we want to be with the person we love. So what we do is we live in our reality in our head that I'm already living with this person. But you know, protection feels good only until you are protecting your person or something which is not you. If you're trying to protect your person from yourself, then it feels like, no, I don't want your protection. Why are you trying to protect me? I don't care. I just want you. So that's how a girl thinks. And until and unless you're protecting me from, bad climate, bad traffic, something could happen to my body, so that I don't catch any kind of disease. If you're protecting me from those things, well and good. But I don't need protection from you. I chose you knowing everything about you. So why would you want to protect me from you? And so yesterday, like, when I spoke to my SP, I think I was not myself. Like, when I spoke to my SP, I think he expected me to be a bit excited that he called me. But I was I sounded very rude, actually, to be honest. Not rude. I was not rude, but I showed that, yes, tell me something like, it was a bit strict than what I am. And the only reason I was strict at that point of time was that because I was a bit angry on him, that, like, for some things I was angry on him. But as I told you guys, I think for a long time, that I do not hold I love him this much that, those anger actually melts. So it eventually melted. Like, all this while I wasn't angry, otherwise I wouldn't have post such love type videos here. So, and love type videos, then things about believe on your person and all these kinds of stuffs, I wouldn't have done that. It's just that at that point of time, like, I faced my triggers. And my trigger was, I don't know, like, if he's going to share a good news with me or some bad news with me. And that's how, like, I was talking very strictly with him. And then I faced my fears. But one thing I like about what I did in that call was I stood for myself. So he was saying few things, and I said that, I've always thought about you. I've never thought about myself. I've always thought about you. I've always tried to give you whatever you wanted from me. But So you should be now thinking about what I want from you, and you should be thinking like, you should be thinking, I too have my own wants from you. And I was not trying to put him responsible for anything or blame him for anything at all. I was just expressing my point of view, and that's what a healthy communication is. And I know that it was very difficult for me to say that, because I've never learned to stood myself for with people I love. I mean, romantic. I'm talking about romantic relations here. So I don't know. Whenever it is about romantic relationships, I just shut my mouth, and I stop opening up, because because I just fear that if I open up and speak the truth, that my needs are not met. If I say that, then I just fear that what if I lose this person. So I always had this fear, and then I actually faced that trigger inside of me, and I said that nothing like this would happen. You have to tell him that your needs are not met, and he cannot just keep on thinking and talking about just him, and he needs to think about you. So I just spoke the truth first. He raised his voice, I also raised my voice, and then I said that there's no point raising voices here. So, and after that I said that, listen to me first, at least like a human being, do you think about me? And then when he said yes, that's where I felt a little bit understood and seen. And then I told him, what I felt. And I know, like, even when he was pretending to be rude with me, he's not, it's not what actually he feels. But you know that's what I wanted him to learn, that I know that you care for me, that I know that you love me, and I know that you're mine forever. But at the same time, if you keep on behaving the way you are behaving at this point of time right now, with third parties, like third parties as in people who are not us, me and him, if you are behaving the way you are behaving at this point of time with them right now, they would just make this one conclusion, that you are not thinking about me, which is what is wrong, and which is what I know that it is not the truth. But I cannot convince them, because obviously, like, they will feel that this person doesn't love her, and why she's still so, like, trying to protect him and stuffs like that. That's what I wanted him to understand, that I have a lot of pressure in my head. I am handling unnecessary proposals here, which I never asked for in the first place. And it not just is, it is emotionally charging, it is also mentally exhausting. Second thing is that I'm handling a different kind of thing in office. And third is that you are the person I want the most, and you are having a difficult conversation with me by saying all those triggering things which I do not want to hear from you. So that's what I wanted him to understand. But I only told only one side of the story. I just told him this one thing. I'm handling unnecessary pressure. I am dealing with proposals which I have never asked for. I mean, I do not know if I use the word proposals or something, but that's what I meant to tell him indirectly or directly. I do not know. Like, I don't even remember the words I've used with him. So because I'm telling you guys, like, there's too much of processing in my head at this point of time right now. So I do not even remember what are the words I used with him. So I told him that, and I tried to make him understand that, and I think I was a bit successful in making him understand that, because I felt he understood my side of the story. And I think I've always been a failure, in not being able to speak my truth with him. So like, if I needed something from him, I never asked him that. And I thought that he would just figure out, but that's not how. Communication is very important in a relationship, or friendship. So I think like that was something which I needed to speak out, and I never did, and yesterday I did, and I feel like at least he understood that thing, that what I was trying to make him understand, and I felt good about it. And then so that's the thing. I'm saying that this conversation with you guys, it would not be everything about living in the end and all this kinds of stuff. It's about facing your fears, it's about going ahead of your fears, it's about when you face your triggers and your fears, you go ahead of it. But one thing for sure, I know that I love this person, and I know he loves me, and whatever is going on, like whether what he said, whether what is happening, it is just noise. So yeah, that's about it. So how you handle yourself if someone says that, I have someone in my life, or how you handle yourself when someone says that, I see forever in someone else, and I don't see any future with you, etc., etc. If someone says like that, things first thing is that it is not the truth. He's not speaking the truth. He loves you. So if you know that, believe on that. You don't need to make someone get out. I mean, you need to make someone. So there's a proverb in Hindi which says, झूठ को सच बनाने से सच नहीं हो जाता झूठ. So basically it means, if you are saying a false thing, even if you say it 100 times, it would not be the truth, because you're saying false. And maybe you could lie to yourself, but if the other person knows that, I know what the truth is, you will not be able to convince that person, because this person is a truth, she stands with the truth. So that's the thing. And what do I say? Oh, there was one more thing. So that's what I learned, that when you hear such things from your SP, and at the first go you're like, I know that you are, I know that you're lying and stuff. But second, even if you find yourself sometimes, doubting he said this, and you're not doubting this person, or you are not actually believing what he said, but somewhere you still have some kind of inner doubts inside of you, that okay, so he sees forever in someone else and not me. If you feel this way, which this is not what I believe in, I believe, I know that he loves me and he wants forever with me only. But if there's a part of you which is like in not accepting the fact that you are love, or you have self-doubt on yourself, then you need to tell yourself that, I know that I've come a long path building self-love inside of me. I know I've come a long path loving myself the way I should have always loved me since my childhood. And I see, to be honest, like I've worked on my self-love and I've seen a lot of changes. That's why I'm able to speak this truth, that I do not get triggered the way I used to when my SP used to tell these things to me. So I think I've changed a lot and I've improved myself a lot. But if there's still a part of me which still doubts myself, as feeling that I'm not chosen or something like that, it is not actually my SP or what he said. It's about what I carried from childhood, and maybe it needs more work. Maybe I need to do more affirmations on I'm chosen, on something like that. So that's how you understand what your needs are. It's not about your SP or what they said or what your parents said or what someone XYZ person said and that triggered you like hell and you did something. Maybe you overreacted, or maybe you did something or like that. So it's not about it. It's about, okay, if your SP triggers you, keep that SP in bay for some time and try to understand your trigger, why you feel this way. What made you think this way? Why are you still doubting yourself this way? And then work and find your solution out of that problem, because that's the way things should be dealt with. So I hope this is helpful for you, because I did not want to overload you with like my stuffs. But what I'm trying to tell you or teach you here is that there is a valuable truth in anything which happens in your life, and circumstances always guide you. It doesn't come to mislead you. It guides you towards what you wanted. So so that's the thing. Understand yourself, give yourself what you need, and that's all. That's done.